Hey y'all, my name is Henley Ortling. I'm a student here at UA, and today I'm going to be talking about why children with government dental insurance are not being seen at the rates that private insurances are being seen. It is a real issue, and I'm from Louisiana. It's been a big issue for us in the last 20 years, and today we're going to be talking about why they're not being seen, why they should be seen, and all of that. So first off, have any of you heard about this? Have you heard about this problem, or maybe know people who are struggling with this issue? And I mean, it is an issue because these patients need to be seen, right? And everybody needs to be seen by doctors on a regular basis. Today we're going to be talking about a dentist in particular, but it is an issue. A lot of these children's oral health is at stake, and we're going to get into that later in our speech. So I have worked for a pediatric dentist for the last 6 years. Every summer I get to go work for a pediatric dentist, and I learn a lot about the process of being a dentist, but also about these behind-the-scene issues, like the insurance issue. So I have also talked to a lot of dentists, doctors, and political people in power about how to solve this issue. So I'm going to be going over all of the ways to help this situation, why it is an issue, why these people need to be seen, and how to help solve it. So, the reason why they need to be seen. So, listen, I've talked to a pediatric dentist from my hometown, and her name is Dr. Jill Donaldson. She claims that every kid needs to be seen at least twice a year. They need to have those checkups twice a year. They'll examine the mouth, and then they will be able to get into if they have any cavities. They're going to be able to tell you how to act on those cavities, whether it's a filling or a crown or whatever the situation may be, depending on how far that decay has gone. And now, after reading the website Bibbo's Place for Smiles, they tell you the same thing. Every 6 months, you need a checkup. You need to act on any issues that you may have because it's regarding oral health, and you don't want any of those issues to progress without the action needed. So I also looked into the website Pediatric Dental Center, and so they say that the more often you see the dentist, typically semi-annually, the healthier you will stay out throughout a lifetime. Because if those oral health issues are a problem whenever they're a kid, then they're only going to progress. So now we're going to be getting into the reason why they are not being seen. So government insurance is a completely different world in the dental world than the private insurance. So the government insurance, obviously paid by the government, not by the person specifically or the person individually. So that government insurance, they come out with certain rates, these certain Medicaid rates, and they differ depending on the insurance, but they are typically drastically lower than the private insurances. And so when you're a dentist and you're opening up your practice, what are you going to say? Are you going to say that I'm going to take this insurance, and this insurance because they're the highest rates in your state? Now, they may not be the highest in another state, but for your state in particular, well, sure, I'm going to take these insurances because they give me the best rates in return and I make the most money. Now, the government insurances are not nearly as high as those private insurance rates. So that means that a lot of those dentists aren't going to take those patients. And with that being said, that means that the few that do, I don't know why they would take that insurance. Maybe it's because they want to help, they want to give back. or maybe it's because they're seeing mass amounts of patients and they end up making up for those losses. So I've talked to both people on either side of that argument. The first one, they're a boutique practice. They only take private, and they're okay with that. The other person sees mass amounts of Medicaid patients. They'll see anywhere between 100 and 150 Medicaid patients a day, which is extremely high for a dental practice. And so they're able to make money because of the amount of patients that they are seeing, but also because they know that these patients need to be seen. From Louisiana, there are a lot of poor people, and these people need help, and this is their way of giving help. So I have spoke with the Pediatric Dental Medicaid Force in Louisiana. The president of that situation, or the person who is spearheading this whole situation, is actually my grandpa. And now he used to be a pediatric dentist. He practiced for over 40 years in Louisiana. And after speaking to him, I can see how big of an issue this is and what he's doing to increase these Medicaid rates. I have also had the privilege of speaking to the former governor of Louisiana, and he says that he absolutely wants to take action on this situation and how big of an issue that it is, and so how are we going to help this situation, right? After speaking to the president of the LDA is the Louisiana Dental Association, she sees multiple ways where we can approach this, right? And she's working hand in hand with my grandpa. And so this whole world is a political world. I mean, it's all about status. It's all about who you know. Fortunately, they have made multiple connections in the Louisiana political world, and they see ways to go about this, right? The biggest way is to get the government to pour more funding into the dental Medicaid insurance programs. And so they'll have to cut different parts of their budget, maybe waste or stuff that's not needed, and put it towards this goal because it is needed, right? And that's honestly the best way. You go about increasing these rates, and you're going to have to decrease something else, but you're going to have to increase the rates. That way other dentists can see these children. They need to be seen, right? And so I'm going to ask each and every one of you to please send a letter or some sort of contact to your representative, whether that's a state representative or a county representative, and please reach out to these people and tell them the need that these children, they just need to be seen by a dentist of any sort. They need to keep up with their oral health. It is so important, right? I have learned that over years of working under plenty of pediatric and general dentists. And I hope that y'all can see that too, right? And so please reach out. Let me know if they respond to you, and I hope all of y'all have a good rest of your day, and good luck.